Hi everyone, Linda Reed-Enever. Well, welcome to my office as we delve behind the world of marketing and PR. Now today's topic that I wanted to share with you and talk to you about is actually about paid placement when it comes to the world of PR. And we've seen an increase in this recently, and even myself, I got a message yesterday offering me the opportunity to be listed as one of the top 10 people to be seen in Yahoo as a social media expert. And they've been coming in quite frequently and quite trending. And there was a charge, and they mentioned there would be a charge for me to be able to take part and be an expert. So is this genuine PR? Is it PR that we want to be known for? And do we want to be tapping into this when it comes to marketing our business? Let's find out. Well, when it comes to the world of PR, everything we do in business is all about PR because PR stands for public relations. So our marketing, our advertising, all the things that we are doing is all about PR. But PR, when we think about it and when you think about it, quite often can be referred to as, being seen in the media, having your story published, being mentioned and people getting to know you, who you are through earned media. And that is what we quite often perceive PR as. Okay, so PR in those terms, understood as earned media, is when a journalist decides to run your story. When they've said, we love what you're doing, we're going to run your story, we're going to run your article, or we're going to interview you and have a chat to you about your topic and your area of expertise and put that story out there in front of our people. Now, earned media is a great form of media because it actually gives you the street cred of someone else calling you out to be the expert. And we definitely want to be attracting that through our marketing and through our business and through our public relations along the way. So earned media is just one of those forms of PR that we can tap into. Now, advertising and our marketing is all part of PR as well. Our customer service is all part of PR as well, because those relationships we build are what the public perception of us is, and it is our public relations along the way. But advertising, paid placement, advertising comes with disclosures. So if you run an ad in a newspaper or you run an ad on an online publication, it comes with a disclaimer, and that says, there was paid promotion, whether it was a product or whether it was a review or whether it was an exchange. There's normally a disclaimer in there that says that this was a paid promotion. But the trend that we've seen coming in, and the trend that's most probably got me a little bit bugged and a little bit ranty at the moment, is about this paid placement component for PR. So I've had a couple of messages come in, and I've seen them coming into other people, and I've even had my clients approach me about, is this the right thing to do, about paying to be part of an article or paying to be on a podcast. And there's been some trending lots of messages coming through on the world of Instagram most recently about, hey, we're running a promotion for X publication and we would like you to be a featured expert in it. There will be a charge. You'll need to send us our details, but you can pay and have your name mentioned on that site. Now, from an advertising point of view, this is an ad, or it's a paid placement point of view. And you could definitely do that. And while it might work, you've just got to think about how the publication's going to react if they find out that you've paid someone to be placed in their articles. Now, most of you know that I edit with the business site along with our editorial team. We are putting content out in the Course Creator Circle. And if we are paid for a promotion, or if someone's paid to be part of that, we need to put a disclosure down the bottom of that. That's pretty fine. We know that that's how the world of media works, and that's what our job as well. As an editor, I would be absolutely appalled to find out that someone has been charged to be part of an article that we choose to run on our site. That is going to be upset me because if the person is an expert in their field and they know their stuff, they can submit an article to us anyway. So I really don't particularly want them, paying to be part of an article that someone else writes throughout that process. There's no charge to run an article on BBB, and so the payment feature would just make me feel a little bit icky. It would also decrease my trust with that outlet and with that contact and organisation for any future pieces that they submit to us or want to run. So from a publisher's point of view, from someone who puts people's content out there, I don't feel great about it, and I hope that it's definitely not happening within our space. From a publicist point of view, I can see the advantages of it, but as long as the paid PR placements are coming with that disclosure that, you know, you paid for that content that you're going to be out there. While I personally wouldn't do it, I do see the advantages of it. Now, there are some paid opportunities that we've been seeing, because you might be going, hey Linda, what are these paid opportunities you're talking about? Some paid opportunities are paid placements in articles, like the message that I mentioned that I got, hey, would you like to be one of these top 10 experts? If you pay us, well, you can do it. And then we've seen the opportunity of paid article content. So you can submit to our magazine, but you do have to pay us to be able to put your article in that magazine. Look, we run an online publication, but we trust our partnerships will pay for that area. We're not going to charge our contributors for the opportunity of being able to submit something along the way. And then paid podcast spots. So you can be interviewed on our podcast. I'll put you in front of our audience, but there is a fee to be able to do that. Now, while all of these have their place in the world of PR and public relations, and you might choose to tap into them because your audience or your people are there, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. When it comes down to it, these opportunities need to be evaluated, and we need to evaluate them across other opportunities, other things we pay for. Is a Google ad a better option? Is a Facebook ad a better option coming along the lines? And are we actually going to be credible if we're seen as a top 10, if our audience and our people find out that we've paid for that spot or we've paid to be part of that article? While it is part of building your profile and while you can do paid placement, please evaluate the opportunities really, really well against those other opportunities you have out there, against the ads, against the Facebook ads, against the promotions, and make sure that you're spending that budget that you have in marketing really well within your business. So for me right now, I'm not going to pay to be a top 10 expert. I'm going to continue to build my expertise by sharing great content out there with small business owners, work with the podcast opportunities that I have on my plate, promote those and build my expertise that way by building relationships with people. And if I do want to advertise, then I'll pay the advertising dollar. I make sure it's properly disclaimed and make sure that my people are informed that that's an ad that I've taken, not an earned piece of media along the way. So there's my tips, there's my thoughts on the paid PR pieces. If you've got your thoughts, please feel free to leave them. And I hope that helps you understand what paid placement PR is about and what these trending messages that we're seeing out there on the world of social media